Hey, all of my infinite beings and friends. Let's read between the lines. So today, I was thinking a little bit about being flexible in life and how, for a lot of us, we tend to just not want to adapt sometimes. And when we don't adapt, we allow life to keep us in the same position that we've been before, right? We keep getting the same things over and over and over and over again that happen to us. And it continues, and it continues to upset you and frustrate you, but it's because everything that you're trying to do is sometimes being done in the same ways. And I'm definitely could raise my hand to that, where I've been a person who's got stuck in a certain position, got stuck in a certain way of thinking, got stuck in a certain way of learning things, got stuck in a certain way of basically got stuck in a certain direction. And instead of looking at all of the available doors, right, all of the available options that can be out there, we tend to get stuck and we lose sight of what we really want in life sometimes. And yeah, it's okay to take the long road around, but if that road is the same road that you keep taking and it keeps leading you to the same things, how is that road gonna benefit you? Right? Listen, talk to me. Let me know. Am I right or wrong? Because listen, if you only take one route, or if you only do one thing one way, that would just be like the whole entire world where everybody thought the same, right? If everybody thought the same exact way, then basically the world would be fucked, to be honest. The world would be a very dull place. Because if one person thinks the same way as the next person, then it's like nobody's individual. Nobody's different. Nobody's themselves, right? But being yourself is a blessing and a curse, right? Because sometimes we get wrapped up in being just ourselves, right? Instead of being able to look into other options, right? Getting people's opinions, taking suggestions, right? And that's what I mean in a sense of being wrapped up around one option, one way. And a lot of us, we don't notice it. We don't notice it because a lot of us are asleep. You know what I mean? A lot of us are so stuck in the programming of this needs to be done this way, this needs to be done this way, this needs to be done this way, instead of taking an option of, okay, well, maybe we should try something different. Maybe we should go a different route. Maybe we should take a different turn. Maybe we should go right instead of going left this time, right? You know what I mean? And who knows? Maybe that one time you make that right turn is the right answer. You know what I mean? And sometimes maybe that left turn is the right answer, but you won't know until you try it, right? So sometimes we have to wake up and we have to be more open to criticism or to wanting to be, you know what I mean? And it's like, how do you know what you want in life if you've never tried it? You know what I mean? How do you know if you like something and if you've never experienced it? And a lot of us, we're just so consumed in one way of thinking, one way of doing, one way of acting, right? Instead of taking a chance in the world and maybe learning a different skill, right? Maybe it's even just watching a different show, right? Doing something just a little bit different than what you normally do. And just because we all have kind of like rabbit brain when it comes to things like that, it's like, I don't know, are rabbits smart? I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I'm strange. Listen, I don't know. But, we all get rabbit brain to where it's like we're mush to anything other than what we already know. And a lot of that comes into the fact of being afraid most of the time, being afraid of what will come from that, a lot of it comes from just inexperience in certain things, right? So when most people, when they feel inexperienced in something, and I'm still there, okay? Listen, I don't think we ever get over necessary worry of inexperience, because it's almost like a decoding, in our brains that, I've never done this before, or I've never talked this way before, or I've never talked to this person before, or, whatever the situation is. We all get into that sense of like, oh my God, should I go talk to that girl? Or should I go to that school? Or should I buy this food? Or should I go to that restaurant and try it? Different things like that. And a lot of us is like, you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna know what you actually like and love in life until you do it. But because of that fear, because of that stress over not being good enough for a lot of us, right? It's like, I wouldn't be able to do something like that. I've never done it before. But in your mind, that mental of your mind and your focus, it tells you that you can't do it. It's telling you that you can't do it just because you're inexperienced. But when did inexperience ever mean that you couldn't do something? When did it ever happen? You could do something and you be a natural at it. Who put that standard there? Who set the marker to say that just because you don't have experience in doing this one thing, that you can't do it? Why was that something that was built into society? And because that was built into society, that it's been drilled into our brains for so many years, that if you're not doing something, or if you've never done this, or you don't want to try something new because you've never done it, and all of those different things, it's like, why not try it? You may not be good at it, but you may love it, right? You may not be perfect, but you may enjoy it still, right? And that may be more than some of the things that you already enjoy in your actual life, right? But a lot of us are just too afraid. And I just want us all to wake up, and I want us to all look at the actual world for what it is. Life in itself is all experience. The way you adapt to life is you adapt to the things that are around you. You're willing to be open to that change. You're willing to take a risk into learning something new, or discovering something new, or going somewhere new. When you take that risk in life, in love, and in family, and anything that you do, when you take a risk to try something new or do something new, you actually become a whole different person, right? For me, there was a point in time where I thought a certain way. I thought everybody was supposed to be this certain type of way. I I looked at people like, if you're not this, you're not that. Like, you're not what it is, you know? And that was how my mind worked. It was the fact that, yeah, you're telling me to do this, but I'm not really going to listen to you because, for one, I don't know if you know what you're talking about, right? That's me. That's another fear, right? They don't know what they're talking about. But even if they did know what they're talking about, I don't want to do that shit. I've never done it before, right? So it's like, again, that mentality that gets into our brain and it keeps churning us over and over and over and over again, and it keeps downplaying your ability to do something, and it keeps making you more afraid, more nervous, more untrustworthy to the situation. And then what happens? You don't do anything. You don't try it. You know, what about that one time that you didn't try that different food, right? And what about that one time that you did and you tried it and you actually fucking loved it, right? There's going to be things that you're going to love and there's going to be things that you're going to hate. But the thing is you'll never know until you actually try it. But y'all know I can go on and on and on. And on and on and on. Aight? But I'm going to leave that right there. Listen, y'all. Peace, love, and inspiration. And we out.